I'm Nicky Rogers and I'm an artefact researcher.
And my name's Meg Felter and I'm a conservator.
And we're talking about this object which was found on a site in York in 2012, close to the Black Swan pub on Peasholm Green. And this is part of a resilience project. Mags, at the moment this object doesn't look like much.
No, it looks very sort of like a lump of soil, doesn't it? It's very corroded, and we've got a little bit of an outline of a shape here that I think I can see, which is a sort of lozenge diamond type shape, and it's clearly got copper corrosion products here. The green colour shows us that.
Well, that lozenge shape does make me wonder, and also I think there's some sort of hinge mechanism up here by the look of it, and on the back we can see what seems to be a rivet.
Yes.
So I suspect it's something that's been suspended from something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that sort of shape suggests to me that what we might be looking at is a medieval horse harness pendant.
So where would this kind of be on the horse harness?
Well, they often have them on the brow band, or on the chest.
Yes. Okay.
And sometimes there may have been lots of them. You know, certainly more than one, most likely.
Yeah.
And it may be an indicator that it's a horse that's associated with someone of some status. Sometimes they have heraldry on them, which indicates the actual family that the horse belonged to, if it's somebody of very high status. But you do also get other sorts of decoration on them which aren't so significant.
Okay.
What's going to be exciting is finding out what we've actually got on here.
Yeah.
And we have got a better idea than just looking at the object, because we've x-rayed it.
We've got our x-ray, yes, yeah. So we've got some of the features of the pendant itself. So we've got this where it's attached to the two rivets, where it would be attached to the actual.
Because this is a harness pendant.
It's a harness pendant. Yeah. That's what we know. Yeah. So we've got a little sort of fixing where it's been, where it would hang.
Yes.
And then we've got the shape itself, which again we've got this kind of lozenge diamond shape. But we've also got some very subtle features on the surface, which
you can't see on the object. You
can't see at all on the object, but actually on the X-ray you can see small little outlines, and we think this is the remains of the enamel decoration which would have been on the surface. So the design's not very clear. We've got a few sort of lines, a couple of sort of curvy linear features. And so what we actually need to do is remove the corrosion from the surface of the object to clarify what that decoration might be.
And how do you go about doing that?
So that would be a mechanical process using a scalpel, and you remove the corrosion very gently under using a microscope. So you're looking at it through a microscope as you're removing the corrosion. And it's, as I say, it's a mechanical process, and it's fairly slow, but it's controlled. We would never use any kind of chemical stripping agents or anything like that. So you never quite know what condition the enamel will be underneath the corrosion, and that becomes clear as you're removing it gently. But we'll also be clarifying the features of where it's hanging and the rivets and things, so we'll know how it's attached to the leather strap of the horse harness itself and things like that.
And we have actually got one from another site that was excavated in the 1970s in York, which is actually the same shape.
Oh yes, right, yeah. So
with an enamelled, a lion rampant on it, and you can see it really quite clearly here. The enamel's surviving quite well. So that could well be that could well be the sort of thing that we're going to find at the end of your work.
Very much so, yeah.
Well, the aim of this project is really to look at these objects, which are very interesting in their own right, because they're not something that come up in York excavations very frequently. It's also to demonstrate how much you can learn from an object, and how, when it comes out of the ground, it may look like absolutely nothing that's identifiable, but by a series of of work within the conservation lab, for instance, and then subsequently with research, by the end of that process we can say hopefully quite a lot about what this object is, what its significance is, what sort of date it's from, who might have used it, and what it might tell you about where it was found.